Tan, let's example. Uh, how do you come up with the theme this time in 2019 Coupe du Monde? How do you decide the theme?
This time is a little bit different because it's the first time for Coupe du Monde to fix up the theme for us. Actually, this time they fix up the theme need to be nature, which I feel is a very good theme for us to develop because when I taking class, I like to do something with nature. So after Mia comes out with the idea that why don't we do a monkey? He always talk to other people because three of us like monkey. I wish I'm not agreed, okay? But monkey is one of a symbolized animal in Malaysia also. Because in Mia is from Sabah, so in Sabah there's a lot of monkey and monkey is very symbolized for them in Sabah. So when they mention let's do monkey, which we think also previously in the World Cup there's not much people do monkey, and I think it's very good way if we can do the monkey nicely within the 10 hours. Then I think we can score very nicely. Then after that we agree with the themes. Then after that with the music, just after we fix up the theme, we are thinking, okay, if we do monkey in the jungle, maybe some other people are gonna do it, but we need to create a themes for it. So we do music. That's why we have to think 2019.
Okay. You know that there are a lot of time we used to have a lot of discussions, good and bad way also. I remember one time we literally have a high discussion about that the ice cream machine. Okay, when I know that you guys were under a lot of pressure, and of course funding a competition is not easy. It's really need a lot of money and kind of a thing. And I remember that machine which got spoiled after some time, and we need about some huge amount of money for repairing the machine in the last moment of time, and we say, can we do it without the machine? Or do we really need to spend this money to get the machine repaired? Because it's really very, very important. Of course, we know that it's very important, and this thing out. So, were you literally pressurized during that time, the first 2-3 months before the competition was going on? Because Otto, I remember at that time also, he has to come only once in a month or maybe once in 15 days for the competition, right?
Yep.
And I remember only after November, December, after Asia Pastry Forum was finished, Otto actually tried spending more time in Malaysia, right? Otherwise, before that, he used to come only some time.
That's why previous when you asked me that when I think that we will be the champion, actually I don't think about it because this time the preparation for us also is very late. Usually, I remember previous 2 times when we take part, or even when I'm manager, when we take part on World Cup, or because it's on end of January the competition. So usually before November we already fix up everything. We start to go practicing. But this time I remember when after November we are still adjusting our stuff. It's not fixed yet. We're still very far away. I would say it's only 40% fixed up. So
this is very interesting, Dan, because I want to ask you this question. You know, I've been watching you from last 9-10 years, competing all the competitions. You have gone through it, and during all the competition, I realized that you do about 9 to 10 sets of team practice, right? You do individual practice also, but you guys at least do 9 to 10 time of team practice. Yeah. But I know that for sure, that what you do in the first practice till 5-6 practice, it's keep on getting better, but it's nowhere close to what you finally come up. I realized that your last 4-5 trials, okay, or last 2-3 trials are the one when actually you can see the right color, right combination, okay, the positioning of displays and the food. Because I remember only, let's say, out of first to 10 trials, only after 7-8 trial, I start getting the final finishing that yes, they're coming into that part, right? And if I see your first trial and compare with your 5th trial and see the final trial, they don't match.
Yes, we change.
It's very difficult, when you are in the 6th, 7th trial, that half of the time is gone. Okay, things are finalized, and then at that moment of time, you do a trial, and then again, I remember that you guys sit together for 1 to 3 hours in front of the designs and the food, and then next time I see that you guys come up with total different thing or different color. Is it very difficult at the time, because your mindset is already there that what I'm doing is good, maybe food or the design, whatever what I'm doing is good. Then how do you literally have to change your mindset to do something new, something different, because as a team you decide that, hey, maybe it's not working out? Is it very difficult after that? Because I'm sure there are a lot of confrontation also that, yeah, right?
Because
Is it very difficult?
I will, of course, it's difficult because when you lock yourself at one point, it's very difficult for you to break the point and be better than that. Okay, let's say my character is I like to be very stable. So when I start to do the piece, when I fix up, I think this is the things. It's very hard for me to break the point. That's why I say it's important, because I saw Ming Ai. Ming Ai is a person that he's not. There's no limit for him. If he can do better, then he try to do better. Then also when I be the manager, I see how Kawhi, known as Brad Pitt, okay, and Lim and others, and Kim Chuan, when they do the competition, they don't satisfy with what they are making. So on that point, I remember it's on December, I have a talk to Otto and Ming Ai, and also Chef Patrick, our manager. We talk it very straightforward, and me and Otto almost we argue a lot, because I don't think the final the time we present the piece is good enough for us to be in the podium or even champion. Then I speak it very frankly. I feel that we are not spending enough time. But this is on my view, okay? But of course, Otto have his own view, Mia have his own view, Chef Patrick have his own view. But I think it's a good thing that we speak out very straightforward, because Otto told to me also is you cannot use your own view to put on other people. But for the reason that we spoke,
I will definitely be getting Otto also in this live chat someday and ask his point of view also. Okay, what he feel about it.
You can
Dan, I have a question for you. This question is on the spot. It says, "Hey chef, may I ask if the taste and flavor of the product, okay, correlate with the theme, and what is the thought process of designing the cake?" This is the remember it's about related to the food. That how do you actually think about that part?
Okay, I take example as a chocolate cake. Okay, the design for me, I'm trying to look for a new technique every time for very important competition for me. Okay, so I know if you want to win World Cup, because World Cup Coupe du Monde is one of the competition hardest to win. So I take around 2 or 3 months to think about the design. Of course, you cannot. It's not like something you suddenly you can think of it, and it's not like you keep on thinking. Also, sometimes you don't have an idea, it doesn't come out. I save all the information I have every time I do classes or every time I try something new. I save bit by bit. So before we start this competition, I already have the idea. Actually, if you see this technique I use for the Coupe du Monde, is very similar to when the time I use for the Asia Cup, but I change it. Asia Cup I give texture and glaze, but Coupe du Monde I give glaze. But
okay, so I will put up this question like this way: for a complete chocolate cake, okay, for a complete chocolate cake, what do you want in a complete chocolate cake? What do you normally expect that there should be these things in a chocolate cake for a competition point of view?
For the chocolate cake, I think the most important is the flavor of chocolates. So for me, I taking like this. When I want to create a chocolate cake, the most important part is the first bite. When you put the cake in your mouth, you feel it's very. The first flavor you need to feel is the chocolate itself, and which kind of chocolate you want to present. Then after the chocolate need to be last in your mouth until you finish. So the first taste is chocolate, the last taste is chocolate also.
Okay.
Then in the middle, because chocolate is, when you are using the strong chocolate, it's very heavy. So you need to have something with fruity to cut down the heaviness of the chocolate. So for me, it's like this. When you feel the cake, first chocolate, after you feel a little bit of acidity, then after chocolate, taking back the taste. Don't use too much of other flavor, but this time I use honey because the rules, they need honey. So since the rules already mentioned, it's chocolate and honey. cake. So first thing in your mouth is chocolate. Then after that, you can have acidity, but after you need to feel honey, then chocolate. And for me, I try a lot because honey and chocolate is not easy to match, because if you are using milk chocolate, white chocolate is easy, but dark chocolate is strong in flavor. And you need to make the characteristic of that particular type of chocolate stand out. With honey, it's easy to cover up the taste. It's very difficult to adjust. That's why it took me around 30 times to adjust the ratio for both things.
30 times to adjust.
30 times just to adjust. After that, you have the practicing to adjust a little bit. And texture, I think texture is very important, because for me, texture affects the flavor.
Is that the reason, Tan, is that the reason my food cost was so high? Because you used to try out 30 times one thing?
No, I got sponsored yet. We got sponsored, so it's okay. No, but I need to share something because actually I think it's one of the very important parts. For me also, I realized it in recent year. Texture affects the taste. Today you have a recipe with a same flavor, but if you don't do a texture nicely, let's say example, a sponge, okay, if it's dry and moist, when you put in your mouth, by different melting time, okay, because the melting point will be different. One is dry, one is moist, right? The moist one will melt faster in your mouth, so you can feel the flavor faster. But if it's very dry, you put in your mouth, it takes time. You cannot feel the flavor right away. That's why we need to have a different texture. One is to create interesting effects when you eat. Second, also, you see, the first bite when you taste, you need to be chocolate. Means the first thing contact with your tongue, and you need to melt. It need to be chocolate, which is a mousse. The last one, you need to feel the chocolate. How is the chocolate crumble? Because you have chocolate crumble in your mouth, it doesn't melt so fast. And I put a thin layer of chocolate this layer inside my cake also, because it doesn't melt. You need to chew, only it will melt, right? So when everything melted, the thing last in your mouth is the crumble or chocolate. You can chew it, then you feel the chocolate comes back again. That's how it affects the taste of the overall cake.
You know, Otto is there right now. I want to say, hi Otto, how are you doing? Now, since Otto is there, you know, you have to watch it, what you say now. Okay, you have to watch what you say.
I say the truth.
Otherwise, he's going to catch you again. You know, do you have differences when you're deciding the cake flavor, when you're tasting all three of you? Do you have difference of opinion at the time?
One more time, I can't hear you. One more time.
I say, do you have difference of opinions? Okay, you know, you make a cake in certain way, and Otto say, no, I don't think it looks good, or there's some problem with the cake.
Yes, we always give comment to each other, even though when we do the rehearsal. Okay, when we catch our timing, we always stop 5 minutes to taste all the products on a particular time.
Okay.
One is because we need to make sure we, on the time that we serve the right texture. Another also we see on 1 or 2 degrees difference really makes huge difference for these products. Then we comment every time.
How about let's say it's Otto was doing a plated dessert at the time, right?
Yeah.
And the concept was vegan, if I'm not wrong, right?
Sorry?
The concept was vegan. The plated dessert, remember? Yeah. How do you come up with that idea? I mean, it was. How do you come up with that kind of a thing?
They want you to ask Otto. Otto,
I will be asking Otto, but do you actually come up with that part? Okay, you have to do a separate kind of research of your product. That means you have to do a separate research for a chocolate cake. Otto has to do a separate search for, let's example, for his plated dessert, or you actually help each other. Hey, Otto, I got something for you. This is good. Does it happen also?
Of course, we help each other a lot. And also, I remember the time we have a vegan class in academy. Okay, it's not exactly same with the one we did, but it helps a little bit on the idea on what we want to do. Then Otto, he already have his flavor fixed up, and it's very funny because when Otto explained me the flavor he want to do, he explained me few 2 or 3 types, and he do the. I remember the first tasting of the plated dessert is he present 2 or 3 types. Then the type that we feel is very heavy on our mind, okay, but when we taste it, then it's very different.
Okay.
Then, at the moment, then we know that this is the one. And I know Otto want to do a Asian inspired flavor to that.
Mm-hmm.
So he used a mango, coconut, and pomelo, which I feel
Mm-hmm.
is something that not we usually use. The pomelo really give a very different taste, and
Uh-huh.
it will surprise you when you eat it. I remember the first time when I tasted it, oh my god, this is something new. It's something very different. Because with
Okay.
the other flavor, we think when we write down the flavor combination is
Mm-hmm.
nice. We feel it's nice, but when we taste, it cannot compare with this. Our author is typing Yongqi
Okay.
Gambo. This is the name of the dessert that inspired him.
Okay. Tan, tell me something.
Yeah.
Before, right before when you're going to France, okay, to Paris, how
Mm.
comfortable and confident the team was?
Mm, the moment we are packing and goes to Lyon, right, we are actually quite confident because the I remember I think the eighth time I think we practiced less than about 10 times, right, 3 times before or 2 times before the competition. We fix up the things and we practice another 2 times, and the result goes to what we think. We feel that it's difficult to. I don't think we can improve on the time because with the time limits. I think it's the best we can do. Then
Mm-hmm.
when we do the rehearsal in Lyon, we do one time rehearsal in Lyon, and we feel that we really have a chance.
I
We are
want to
really
ask
quite
this
confident.
question. I want to ask this question. I know that, thanks to Chef Sebastian Bue, who offered his kitchen to you guys, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So, does that really help you? I mean, for other teams who are going for a competition, do you think does it really help you guys that you actually got some extra time to spend some time in a kitchen in Lyon, which belongs to Chef Sebastian Bue, and you must have try out something. Did you actually try out something there in those kitchens?
Yes. We. It depends. Team different to each other, but usually what we plan for Malaysia is like this because we don't have a lot of budget, so we usually goes there 8 days, a week to 10 days before the competition. So we will spend 2 days to do a setup inside in the kitchen that we are not familiar. Then after
Mm-hmm.
that, we spend 1 day to do the rehearsal. This time we do the rehearsal almost for everything beside the food. Beside the food, because food we need to prepare a lot in the beginning to scale. It takes a lot of time, but we want to keep things and also the ingredients we are bringing from our country to France. Some of the ingredients, like let's say
Uh-huh.
example, the pomelo, we cannot get the same pomelo in France and in Malaysia.
Yep.
Also, mango we cannot get the same. So we have limited amount of ingredients also.
Yeah, I remember Sebastian Bue. He sent us a message, okay, guys. These food or the fresh fruits you should get from your own country because the taste of those fruits in France will be totally different. I have a question from Jessica. She's asking, you're still very young and so talented. When did you start learning pastry?
I'm not young anymore. I'm 34 this year.
Take
Maybe
it
I
as a
look young,
compliment.
but I'm not young anymore. But I start. I'm not actually graduate from pastry school. I'm actually a hotel management holder. Okay. Then when after I graduated, then I don't know what I want to do actually in the beginning because hotel management, you
Mhm.
either do service or either you do a front office. It's very seldom people go for the kitchen. But I'm lucky that when I do internship, I have a chance to work in the pastry kitchen, and the chef offer me whether I want to work in pastry or not. Then I try. And I realized on the time I fall in love with this industry. Then, but the moments when I really learned about pastry, I would say is when we start the school, Academy of Pastry Arts, because now it's APCA, Academy of Pastry and Culinary Arts, but I don't know a lot of theory about pastry before. But when I joined to work in the school, I I realized when students ask the question, it's awkward and it's no good. When you stay in front of them,
Repeat the
they ask you
question.
something you don't know how to answer, and
How to
or you
answer?
answer
Yeah.
wrong things. Because it's no good because nowadays with social media or whatever, they can get the information quite easily. If you have a basic idea, you can digest yourself and see which one is right, which one is wrong. So on the year of 2010, I do a lot of research. Also, after we have a lot more chefs joining our school, also a
Uh-huh.
lot of chefs coming from overseas, I get more idea about pastry. I think for pastry, it's not that difficult, but you need to understand instead of knowing the method. In pastry,
Okay.
I think it's very straightforward. When you know most of the basic, it's very easy for you to learn the new skill.
Okay. Tan, I just want to know one more thing out. Did Mingai, because Otto put up that comment there, I want to ask about it. Did Mingai actually, you make him do the carving outside? Did he do the trials of ice carving in France?
But he decided to do it outside. It's not we force him.
Okay, Otto say you force him. But okay,
No,
so did he did trials outside actually? Did he did trials there in France?
Yeah, he did it outside.
Outside. And how many trials he did?
He did. I don't remember. I think it's 2 times. No. He carved one. He carved 1 time because he's too tired. Because when he carved in the, you see, when you carve in the normal room with air condition and you carve at the negative environment,
Yes.
Negative degrees and environment is very different. The ice is very hard.
Yes,
usually,
the ice is really, very hard.
Usually after 2 hours he finished, he come back, he helped us. But I remember in France, after 2 hours we went out, he's carving halfway and he's very tired. He said the ice is too hard.
I remember because in 2017 in the Coupe du Monde, when I was there also, okay, and I saw that some of the team members, they try to cut the ice in the starting and they couldn't cut it. So what they did, they just open the ice, put up the arrangement, whatever they want, and they leave it for some time. They come back and they started something with ice cream, and only when the ice got a little softer, not softer, but a better temperature, then they start actually cutting the ice. You know, Tan, I know that everybody think it's a team of 4 people, let's example, or 3 people who are competing and one person outside who is judging part kind of a thing. But I believe that there are a lot of other team members who are with you, who people doesn't know. They knows Otto, they knows Mingai, they know, let's say, Tan, this example. But there are a lot of supporting staff who work as an assistant. It's very important because I know that these people work tirelessly all the way doing things for you. So when these people go to Paris with you, your assistant team, what were they doing actually?
Yeah, actually, okay, it's like this. We, throughout so many times of edition, we have experienced that for the people the candidates, the person who are doing the competition, we cannot do everything. We need to focus only on that competition and practice. Okay, so the preparation things like taking ingredients, each of us usually look for 2 or 3 assistants. I think for myself 2 is the best because too many assistants is a bit confusing. But 2 or 3 assistants who helps you to, let's example, I do sugar. I need someone to help me to cook sugar. I train one assistant help me to cook sugar. Every time exactly same because you cook 170 and 180 is totally different texture. Okay, so we train them to do like this. Also, when we go to Lyon, they are doing exactly the same thing for us to prepare. Because if you say about scaling ingredients, right, I think Casey is there. Casey, she scale much better than me. And she knows everything much faster than me. And also, she's very responsible. She check everything. So I advise for everyone who are taking competition, you need to have one assistant with you who can help you to do everything. I have also, she's helping me. We are not just like you seeing when we do a practice, just you take out the sugar level, whatever. No.
Yeah, because I want to pick up this point. Yeah, I want to pick up because people think that only 3 people are competing and they are the superstars. But I know for sure you have back end, every chef has at least 2 or 3 assistants at different levels who are there helping them out. Most of the people doesn't understand that how to use this assistant, how to help them out, how to guide them out, so that because this competition takes 3-4 months of preparation. So if you start guiding them in September, October, by the time November, December, January, when the final time comes in, they are in a better position to help you properly. But I know that because I see the body language of your assistant during the competition, and I know that for sure that they are equally stressed. They don't sleep properly. They help you out in organizing, and they try to ensure that you guys are very calm and very comfortable during the competition. I have 2 regrets in my life. One, in 2011 when India won World Cup cricket, and I could watch
the World Cup.
Yeah, Cricket World Cup. And second was 2019 your World Pastry Cup, because at that time I had the visa, I had the ticket, and on 24th of January, I remember I was supposed to fly to Paris, and I went to the airport, but instead of Paris, I went to Philippines. It was some problem in Philippines, and I have to be in Philippines, and I was, literally thinking, hey, my God, I have the ticket, I have ticket of Philippines, I have ticket of Paris, which direction should I go? But it was some important job, and I have to miss Paris, and I have to go to Philippines. I saw your competition, the final part. Me, Janelle, Verge, Anthony, they were there, and Johan was there. And the final, yes, midnight. We actually went to Peninsula Hotel in Kati. We sit in the lobby, enjoying our time. We have a bottle of champagne, okay, thinking that if we didn't win, this champagne is going to cost us too much. If we win, then it doesn't matter, okay. But we actually stay there for and we watching the live kind of a thing. And Janelle is there right now. She's example because this part. How do you find your performance when you're performing and you finish everything? Okay, you finish everything, and when you see other teams.
I don't remember, Chef.
You don't remember?
How to say? I remember only one of the scene is when I talked to Chef Ken Chuan.
Okay.
Because he rushed from that time he's the manager for junior team of he helped junior team of Philippines. Or I don't remember. I know Kim Chuan is coming from Philippines to from Italy to.
Yes, that's a different story.
Then he
was in Italy at the time. He was helping out Team Philippines in Sijip, and from the poor guy has to take a flight all the way to I don't know which part, north. Yeah, just to help you drive the truck, so that just to make you feel comfortable. Most of the people, they don't know this part. Why? Because they don't understand. They feel that if my luggage goes to Lyon, and then half of the job done. They don't know that your logistic is very important. Yeah. How to move the stuff from your country to Lyon, how to move those stuff from Lyon to your hotel, and then from your hotel to your practice kitchen or to the final destination. So I know that Kim Chuan was there to help you out, guys, and because he's the only one have a license, I believe so, to drive there. Okay. The good part is that.
I remember the time after the competition, he comes to me say, Chef Tan, I think we have a very, very big chance, because that time me, Otto, and Loy, we didn't have chance to look around a lot. But Kim Chuan was the one, he looked around. Then he looked at how other people work and their presentation and their piece. He feels that we have a very big chance to be on the podium, or also have a chance to become a world champion. Then I only remember the time, because the time after we finished.
Were you in the right frame of mind? What Kim Chuan was telling you, get the Chef Chan, and you were still in your own phase, or did you actually listen that yes, there is a chance?
I listened to him. That's why I remember that scene. I don't remember a lot of scenes during that competition or after the competition, but I remember the scene when he comes to me, he put his hand on my shoulder and Otto's shoulder. Then we discussed a little bit about that. He said we have a chance. Then because he can enter to the competition area, because he have a card, he's one of the assistant helpers to arrange everything. So I remember the scene. So someone with confidence to me, and he helped me so much. I only remember the scene, but I don't remember other scene. I don't have much feeling until now. I already have
because when the competition is done, and then you are watching other people what they have done, your mind is already, it's totally blank sometime. There are a lot of people telling you something you don't understand. You try to listen, but it just goes off, because there's so many things going in your mind. At that time, before the result came in, what was you, Otto and Mingai, what were you talking among yourself? Were you talking, or you just numb along with the
I think the time we are trying to be very relaxed, trying to pretend I'm very relaxed. Okay. Then after they announced the
no, we're not going for an announcement right now. I want to bring up a little bit before announcement. Let's example chef from Sunway. Let's example
Chef Patrick.
Chef Patrick. Did Chef Patrick give you any feedback once everything was done? Okay, guys, everything looks good, and
Yes.
Was he comfortable? Was he cooling you down? Okay, hey guys, perfectly fine. Everything looks very nice and kind of a thing.
Yes. He's helping us a lot during the competition and after competition to cool us down, because actually after we present, he tastes the product. The most important is for me, it's important that my product on the live competition need to be same with when I do the rehearsal. If I do the same, I'm not gonna be regrets. So that's the part
Okay.
that I consider the most. Then
So
he
do
told
you
me,
think what you guys practiced the last practice in Malaysia and what you actually finished during the competition, did you do exactly same? Was it better than what you thought, or you still that something was missed out at the time?
yeah, no much things miss out. I don't think we miss out anything. Then with what Chef Patrick told us that we are very calm down. Otto say, here, true. Otto
Yeah,
say that
I saw that
we
what
win.
other thing.
It's true. I don't remember because he asked me, "Hey, Dan, you think we'll win?" I say, "Shut up. I don't want to think."
I'm sure only out of three, only Otto can ask such a question at this moment of time.
No, he's very nervous also. His hand is shaky, but my hand is also shaky. Then after that, he asked many times, you think we win? You think we win? Then I feel like irritating. I feel like shut up. I don't want to do. But I remember I told him that because on 2017 when Kim Chuan, Lim and Kawai compete, when I see the product, when I taste everything, right, I felt that we are at least in number 4 or better. So when
Yes,
they announced the
I
third place,
I was very
I was
disappointed with that result when we came number 6, because I still feel that that product what you guys done with Chef Kinchuan, Chef Lim, and Chef Kowai, that deserve a much higher thing. I mean, end of the day, with most respectfully, and we can only talk about it, whatever the result is
it's a
there. But
competition.
I believe that that could have been a more higher kind of a better result could have been there at the time.
This is what I thought, and also the time when they announced I remember when the time when they announced the results, I was so, I cannot say super down, but I feel like how come the result is number 6? I feel it's supposed to be better, but
Mhm.
and after the finish competition, I talked to them. All of us feel that we can get a result which is better than 2015, which is number 4,
Mhm.
or even
Yes,
better. Because
yes.
I don't see, when I see other people's, I'm not saying they are bad, but I feel that the product that we have slightly better. But of course, that one it depends on experience also and its competition.
Yes, for sure.
That's why when Otto asked me this question, I don't want to think. So I say, shut up.
So when they were when you saw that number third, which was the number third country when you came in, and you saw that Italy was number third. Am I right? Right?
Hmm.
How were you feeling at that time? Which country you wanted to see at that time at number 3?
But after they announced Italy, right?
Or let's say example before number 3 also, were you having something a preemption in your mind? That if this country come number 3, we can come in number 2, or this country come number 2, we could be number 1. Were you having some kind of a thing in your mind? I know
I remember
everybody had that.
the time the strong team will be Italy, Japan, who else? America is not bad. US is not bad, and
Uh-huh.
also UK. Also, I feel they are very strong. Also, and Australia. When I see their product, I feel they are nice also. But it's
Uh-huh.
difficult to think because competitions like this is the point is marking for so many chefs. Okay.
I want to pick up Australia. I was very impressed Team Australia because they did very well in Asia Pastry Cup, and they did extremely well in Coupe du Monde.
Hmm.
Okay, the team did very well actually. I should say that the journey of Team Australia was very good. I never
Hmm.
seen Team Australia to that level in any of the previous competition.
No, I feel the 2000 when 2012 or 2013 Australia
Mm-hmm.
team also very good.
Was
I
it?
like I like the team a lot.
Okay. So coming back to the thing when say number 3, number 2, number 1, what were you thinking at that time?
No, I just don't want to think. That's why also the one who are thinking is Otto keep on thinking, and I don't remember Minga is doing what because you never notice him. He always disappear. Then I remember that time. I'm trying not to think too much. I don't want myself to be disappointed. But I know that we have a very big chance.
Good job.
It's not few. I can say the time I know that we have more than 50%. We are going to be the champion, because
Okay.
I'm not saying Team Japan is no good. They are doing very, very good also, but I seen their piece or whatever. I have confidence that we do better than them the time.
So let's say example, when Team Italy was declared number 3rd, what were your mind at that time? Were you thinking when say Team Italy is number 3rd?
I hope they announce Japan on 2nd.
Yeah, you know why? Because sometimes it becomes so confusing that they announce number 3rd, okay, and then we think, you know, whichever team they announce, you try to remember 3 times. Hey, is it number 2 or number 1? Number 2, number 1, because it becomes so confusing. They try to create so much of, you know, that they try to create so much of suspense in that part. I remember I was sitting in the lounge of the Peninsula Hotel, and I could not. I just went for a quick smoke and came back, and I was expecting, you know, number 2. I say, don't ever say Malaysia. Don't say Malaysia at all. I wanted to hear some other name. You know, it's very natural at the time.
But chef is a bit complicated, you know, because you see, when they announce Japan, right, if the champion is not you, right, then you got nothing, you know.
But at least it's a worse kind of a scenario, you know, because let's say example, you see Japan and number 1 is someone else, then you're number 4 or 5th, you know, right?
Yeah,
but at least you know, there is still a hope.
Complicated, but we know that myself,
because you know, when they say number 3rd is Italy, I say okay, fine, we have 2 positions. When they say, hey, please don't speak Malaysia at number 2, because then it's not good. But when they say Japan, then you know that either you're champion or you're totally, you know, out, right? I know that the probability is very good. I know the probability is very good, but I know that I was really very scared at the time. Okay.
So finally, Chef,
when they speak about Malaysia, what was the first reaction? Were you happy? Were you crying? Or you just say, let's go to the podium?
We need to go to a podium, but we shout like crazy. It's really crazy. We want. I think the video got so. Me and Otto almost cried for a short. Then a lot of people talking to us. Then we are okay. We become stable again. But it's crazy. Even now, I think back the situation and the environment at the time is unbelievable. It is. I don't know how to explain, but it's just besides shouting, you don't wish to do other things.
But Mingai, you know that he's a very quiet kind of person. He don't speak. You know, Mingai, you know, you have to make him speak. You have to literally say, Mingai, say something. Okay. How was Mingai's reaction?
I didn't notice. If you see the whole video, right, you can't really notice Mingai, you know. It's like ninja, he disappeared.
Okay.
Even you ask him now, I think he's just okay. Okay.
No, I'm sure it's going to be a better one kind like that. It's just, you know, but you know, you guys created.
We only have 10 seconds more.
Okay. So then,